Have you ever really thought about America? Not just as a country, but as a force that shapes the world in ways both obvious and invisible. Why can you buy a Coca-Cola in nearly every country? Why do world leaders make major announcements in English, with one eye on Washington? The US isn't just a big economy or a military superpower, it's a cultural, technological, and financial juggernaut. Its influence is everywhere. In your movies, your phone, even your money. How did a group of rebellious colonies become the world's heavyweight champion? It wasn't luck, it was a messy, ambitious journey built on ideas, industry, and timing. To understand why America still rules the world, you have to understand its history, the good, the bad, and the powerful. Let's dive in. America's story starts with a fight over taxes and freedom, a revolution that birthed a nation built on wild ideas like liberty and self-government. For a century, the US focused on itself, expanding west, fighting a civil war, and figuring out its identity. Then came the Industrial Revolution. Suddenly, America was a land of factories, railroads, and tycoons like Carnegie and Ford. Vast resources and new technology fueled explosive growth. Railroads stitched the country together, creating a massive home market. While Europe fought over colonies, America quietly built an economic engine at home. By 1900, the US was an industrial giant, strong, innovative, and ready for the world stage. The world hadn't seen what America could do yet, but that was about to change as Europe headed for war. The stage was set for America's global debut. When World War I erupted, America stayed out, at first. But its factories supplied the Allies, making the US rich as Europe bled. When America finally joined, its fresh troops and resources helped tip the balance. After the war, Europe was shattered. America was richer, stronger, and untouched at home. Then came World War II. Again, America waited, supplied the Allies, and then entered with overwhelming force. US factories outproduced the Axis, and American cities boomed while others burned. By 1945, the old powers were in ruins. Only the US and the Soviet Union stood tall, but America had the edge. A booming economy, the atomic bomb, and global influence. America used this moment to shape the New World Order, founding the UN, World Bank, and IMF, all designed to promote its interests. The wars destroyed the old world. America built the new one. The US wasn't just a participant, it became the architect. The age of American leadership had begun. After World War II, the world needed a new financial system. At Bretton Woods, nations pegged their currencies to the US dollar, which was tied to gold. The dollar became the world's reserve currency, central to global trade and finance. This gave America a unique advantage. It could print money to pay for imports, fueling its own growth. Even after the dollar left gold in 1971, its dominance stuck. The world was hooked. Wall Street became the planet's financial nerve center, directing global capital. The US gained a powerful tool: economic sanctions. With so much global finance flowing through American banks, the Treasury could punish adversaries without firing a shot. The real power wasn't gold, it was controlling the world's financial ledger. For decades, that ledger has been written in dollars. America's economic influence became nearly invisible but incredibly potent. The king wasn't the one with the gold, but the one who wrote the rules. As the 20th century ended, a new kind of American power emerged from Silicon Valley. Tech giants like Apple, Google, and Facebook didn't just sell products, they built the digital infrastructure the world relies on. The iPhone, Google Search, and social media became global standards, shaping how people connect, learn, and do business. American companies led in software, semiconductors, and aerospace, attracting top talent from around the world. The US controlled the architecture of the internet and hosted the world's data. In the digital age, the company that writes the code rules the world, and most of that code is still American. This technological dominance is a new, intimate form of influence. America didn't just export products, it exported the way the world thinks and communicates. American power isn't just about armies or money, it's about culture. Hollywood movies, pop music, and blue jeans became global icons, selling the American dream worldwide. Brands like McDonald's and Coca-Cola didn't just sell food, they sold a lifestyle, making American culture part of daily life everywhere. This soft power made America familiar and aspirational, even in places where its politics weren't popular. People protested US policies but still listened to American music and wore American brands. This cultural magnetism made American influence feel like a choice, not a command. When the world copies your style, your values spread without force. America became the world's trendsetter, its culture, a silent ambassador. In 2025, America's leadership endures because its power rests on four pillars. First, its unmatched military, more advanced and far-reaching than any rival. Second, its dynamic economy, the world's largest, most innovative, and the hub of global finance. Third, its vast network of alliances, NATO, Japan, South Korea, amplifying its influence and legitimacy. Fourth, its enduring ideas and culture, democracy, freedom, and the magnetic pull of its universities and pop culture. These pillars reinforce each other, creating a resilient structure of global leadership. America's power isn't just force, it's a system, hard to replicate and harder to replace. That's why, despite predictions of decline, America still calls the shots. After revolution, industry, war, and cultural waves, America still sits atop the global pyramid. Its dominance is built on geography, timing, innovation, and ambition. A system that keeps reinforcing itself. But history warns, no power stays on top forever. The Romans, British, and others all fell. New rivals rise, internal problems grow, and the world changes. The real question isn't if America's era will end, but when and what comes next. The American century has been transformative, but every chapter closes. Who will write the next one? Only time will tell.